At approximately 11:44 p.m. on May 1st, 2026, Trooper Rogers heard radio traffic from Ranger Weaver regarding a vehicle pursuit traveling westbound on Arkansas Highway 74 from Devil's Den State Park. Earlier transmissions indicated that Ranger Weaver had stopped a vehicle driven by Mark Holt, who had an active warrant. Shortly after the stop, Holt fled the scene in his vehicle. Trooper Rogers quickly located the pursuit and requested to take over as the primary unit.
Wait till up here where there's a big opening. Whether he goes right or left, we should be good. Down there, couldn't see cars.
Holt exited the vehicle and fled on foot. Sergeant Rogers and Ranger Weaver chased him for about 75 yards before Holt tripped into a ditch and surrendered. During a probable cause search of the vehicle, officers recovered methamphetamine, a large amount of cash, marijuana, a glass pipe consistent with meth use, and several scales with residue on them. The passenger, Jessica Smith, admitted the drugs belonged to her and was also taken into custody. On Wednesday, February 18th, 2026, at approximately 9:54 p.m., Sergeant Anthony Goins was parked conducting traffic enforcement along northbound Interstate 430 near Exit 4, Colonel Glenn Road, when a Lexus IS approached from behind at a high rate of speed. Radar confirmed the vehicle was traveling 106 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone. The Lexus passed Sergeant Goins and immediately turned off its headlights as it exited onto Colonel Glenn Road, heading east, prompting him to quickly pull out and initiate a traffic stop.
Oh, yeah, that's 63 to 63 for Adam 35.
Nova, Colonel Glenn, your Shackford. Got his light back on.
10 on your left.
Let's turn his lights back on. We're east of Shackford. Speed's 90.
Speed's 90. West on Colonel Glenn.
Alright, he's busting the Huey. Back east on Colonel Glenn.
10 for eastbound on Colonel Glenn, coming to John Barrow.
Looks like a Lexus IS 230.
I'm 35.
No traffic, speeds over 100, passing John Barrow.
Speeds over 100, no traffic, passing John Barrow.
Still blacked out.
Please try again.
Still blacked out. Have been requested for passenger in the PDASD.
Coming back. Westbound. Front plane.
10-4 westbound on Cleveland.
Approaching 36. John Barrow. Approaching John Barrow.
Approaching John Barrow.
TBI.
10-4 TVI. Gonna be Colonel Glenn, Potter Street, 50 John Barrow.
After a pit maneuver brought the vehicle to a stop, the driver, identified as Alan Jaciel Gonzalez, was taken into custody without further incident. He was charged with speeding more than 15 miles per hour over the posted limit, operating a vehicle without headlights to avoid detection, reckless driving, first offense, and felony fleeing by vehicle in a manner that created a substantial danger of death or serious physical injury. At approximately 8:22 p.m. on March 24th, 2025, Trooper Bluford observed a Buick SUV abruptly turn left from the center lane onto the on-ramp to Interstate 40 from Highway 161. Bluford followed westbound on I-40 near mile marker 156 and activated his emergency lights while exiting at Spring Hill to initiate a stop. The driver, later identified as Stephen Franklin, fled, leading to a pursuit.
Past Mobile.
Clear on all units, 1063 for Adam 51.
So great. I guess you get it. Yeah, okay. Well.
10-4. For meeting traffic.
F6 correct.
The one 10-4 on right on McCain. Ten four coming on 151. Working on 45 1.
After traveling southbound on Highway 161, the suspect entered Interstate 40 eastbound, reaching speeds of nearly 130 miles per hour. He later exited at exit 159 and merged onto Interstate 440 westbound.
10-4, light traffic, 40 eastbound, 100 miles an hour.
How'd you go eastbound or westbound on 440?
West. Took the 8. Pretty much.
10-4, copy, took the 8, 440 westbound.
Went through the 8, back on the 40 west. I bumped him, tried to see me after took the exit.
10-4, back on 440 westbound, 28.
Evolution.
30, passing 7, dropping light.
10-4, speed 130, passing the 7, light traffic.
Get past the car, driving.
Now, from going to 4.
95 PD.
While traveling on Interstate 440, Trooper Bluford attempted a pit maneuver near mile marker 8, but the attempt was unsuccessful. The suspect continued evasive driving, repeatedly changing lanes and cutting in front of the patrol unit. The pursuit continued at high speed.
Took the 5.
10-4, copy, 5.
Get in. Push down.
10-4, getting on westbound.
Northbound, I'll push that. Northbound, 75. No further around.
10-4, northbound on 1st Dam.
Still on push down. 890. Okay.
22 and 45, take compilation. Compilation.
Still on push down 1 to Richard Drive. It's a dead end.
10-4, turn on to Richard Drive, dead end.
Con Lane. East on Con Lane, speed 60, no traffic. Jump ahead.
10-4, east of the Con Lane, 860, Triangle.
After abandoning the vehicle, the suspect fled on foot into a wooded area south of Loma Drive. A perimeter was set, but he was not found during the initial search. Inside the vehicle, officers discovered a 5-month-old child improperly secured, a black PA-15 rifle, suspected marijuana, a digital scale, and additional marijuana edibles totaling about 362 grams. About 2 hours later, the suspect was located near Highway 161 in East Bethany. Trooper Bluford responded and took him into custody. On November 9, 2025, at approximately 1:47 a.m., Deputy Davis observed a gray Kia Niro fail to obey a traffic control device and make an illegal U-turn near Terra Boulevard and Old Dixie Road. Deputy Davis initiated a traffic stop, but the driver refused to pull over, suddenly accelerated, and fled the scene.
Blackout X radio.
Brown, headed to
Blackout X radio. She is now turning right on Upper Riverdale Road. Speeds are going to be 35 miles per hour. Headed towards Tower Boulevard radio.
Okay, there.
radio, notify GSP.
Stand by for pit. Dodger to pit radio.
Where about?
Texaco Upper Riverdale headed back south on Upper Riverdale towards 16. Extremely reckless.
Going up there, where you at now?
Upper Riverdale, south on Upper Riverdale, passing Southern Regional. Speeds are going to be 70 miles per hour, light traffic.
Okay.
Right, I called for your second regulation.
Just passing.
As soon as you get it open, get that vehicle.
Passing Garden Walk, 95 miles per hour, light traffic.
If I push you got for passing Garden Walk.
Stand by, he's about to wreck out. Stand by, stand by.
Just follow the vehicle, secondary vehicle, call the checks. Still going up at Riverdale, passing the mark, passing the mark, speeds are 80 plus.
A few minutes later, the pursuit reached speeds of over 100 miles per hour. During the chase, the driver repeatedly failed to maintain lane, changed lanes without signaling, and crossed solid white and yellow lane markings. Deputy Davis remained ready to perform a pit maneuver as soon as an opportunity presented itself.
Valley Hills, passing over the marks, and again, speeds are about 50.
Valley passing mark.
The main marks in the upper rim. Taking a right on the marks. Valley Hills, speeds are 50 plus. Yeah.
Okay, on my head.
Hey! Let me see your fucking ass! Let me see your ass! Get on the ground! 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 Get on the fucking ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the fucking ground! Turn the fuck around! Turn the fuck around! What is wrong with you?
After the pit maneuver, the driver exited the vehicle and ignored repeated commands to get on the ground. Deputy Davis deployed both cartridges from his department-issued taser, but the deployment was ineffective. Deputy Harris and other deputies then subdued the suspect and took him into custody. Deputy Davis detected a strong odor of alcohol coming from the driver's breath. The suspect had slurred speech, bloodshot and droopy eyes, poor balance, and difficulty keeping his eyes open. Shortly after being placed in the patrol car, he fell asleep. At about 3:30 p.m., Sergeant Hyland was patrolling near Roosevelt Road and University Avenue when he spotted a gray 2010 Jeep Patriot displaying a fictitious license plate traveling westbound on Colonel Glenn Road. Sergeant Hyland attempted a traffic stop, but the vehicle immediately fled west onto Highway 36.
Patriot, Boyd is Victor 84 Nora. So we, go ahead, show me 1037.
A pit maneuver was executed at the intersection of Highway 36 and Romine Road. After the vehicle was disabled, the driver, identified as Octavius Shavers, and two passengers jumped out and fled on foot while the Jeep was still moving. Sergeant Hyland pursued on foot and deployed a taser, successfully achieving neuromuscular incapacitation of Shavers. Shavers was taken into custody without further incident. On December 15, 2025, at approximately 7:26 p.m., Officer Phelps was traveling westbound on Fort Street near Mayo Drive when he observed a black Nissan Altima heading east in the left lane at a speed noticeably higher than surrounding traffic. Radar confirmed the vehicle was traveling 58 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Officer Phelps activated his emergency lights, turned around, and attempted a traffic stop. The Altima moved into the right lane and then turned south onto Lockett Lane. With Officer Phelps directly behind the vehicle and his siren activated, the driver accelerated and fled. Officer Phelps notified Troop H Communications that he was in pursuit.
We're at in Barling, just off the rock. Get out of the car! Get out of the fuck! Round 59, extra same out. Black Nissan Altima, Hispanic male. He hit my car. We're on coming up the Stroger Lane. It's kind of a trailer park area.
We're Lockett Lane, Lockett Lane. Speeds are 46. We're in a residential neighborhood. Going back towards Rogers, toward Fort Smith. Speed 75. Traffic is locked right now.
Here's my right track.
Pass the Mayo. Get off the radio. Speeds are 102. Past Andrew. Traffic's medium right now. Passing South 91st. John Roger. Traffic's medium. Got to cut their red line. Clear left, clear right, clear left, clear right. Coming up to Hazard. Walk up Hazard.
As the vehicle turned north onto Massard Road near Marks Lane, Officer Phelps executed a successful pit maneuver. The car spun and came to a stop facing south, but the driver accelerated again. During the attempt to flee, the front of the suspect vehicle struck the driver's door of Officer Phelps's patrol car, causing damage. The driver continued fleeing, driving even more recklessly.
Go on, Mark. He just blacked out. Speed 45. Going west on Mark. South 80th, Mark. Residential neighborhood. Speed's 25. Coming up to 45.
The driver later turned off his headlights while continuing to flee at high speed. The pursuit ended on South 81st Street when the vehicle entered a dead end near Adam Drive and stopped. Officer Phelps ordered the driver out, but he refused. Additional officers arrived and removed the driver through a window, taking him into custody. He was identified as Alexander Raya. Officers noted red, watery eyes, a strong odor of alcohol, and slurred speech. A search of the vehicle uncovered a black backpack containing a partially consumed bottle of Siete Leguas Blanco tequila. At approximately 2:40 p.m. on October 26, 2025, Sergeant Rome observed a brown Chevrolet Malibu turn south onto North 58th Street from Grand Avenue without a rear license plate. When Sergeant Rome activated his emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop, the driver immediately fled, initiating a pursuit.
45, 4 minutes and 37. North 58, coming up to, paralleling by Eufus. It's a Malibu, no 28, brown in color, coming up to Waldron and Kincaid. TBI, he drove out of it, Waldron and Grand, northbound, coming up to a red light. All right, we're eastbound on Grand, headed back to 540, traffic's moderate, speeds are 55. It's a brown Malibu, no 28.
Around Malibu.
up to 540. Through the red light, we're in oncoming traffic. The bumper's about to come off of it. Northbound on 540. TV onto a live pole, TV onto a live pole, 1016, just before 540.
Due to the immediate danger to the public, Sergeant Rome executed a pit maneuver at approximately 90 miles per hour, forcing the Malibu off the roadway to the right, where it struck a light pole and came to rest in a tree line. Sergeant Rome positioned his patrol vehicle on the driver's side and issued verbal commands. Both occupants complied and were taken into custody without further incident.
No, shut up.
On Monday, April 25th, 2022, at approximately 6:41 p.m., Trooper Richard Drum was on patrol in Greene County, Arkansas, when Sergeant Ramey Lovin of the Arkansas State Police Criminal Investigation Division requested assistance. Sergeant Lovin advised Trooper Drum that Rodney Trammell, a murder suspect, was believed to be at 1804 Magnolia Lane in Paragould, Arkansas, driving a white 2008 Jeep Commander with damage to the right front fender. Trooper Drum quickly located a vehicle matching that description near a gas station. However, when officers attempted to initiate a traffic stop, the suspect fled from law enforcement.
North End Avenue.
Good. What's your reason for the stop? That will be safe. Get a stop soon. Please go there.
In pursuit.
Try to get to it, Curry. Let's just go through that suspect for 9602.
Copy.
Okay, dispatch.
Northbound on Vance.
010 Tuesday, clear.
Turning on Beach Street. Traffic is light.
Make direct, 246, make direct. So you feel confident that the matter really did it.
Looks like he's going to be turning right to North 11th. Southbound North 11th. Again, it's going to be Jeep. It's going to be a white Jeep. Arkansas 862 Victor Boy Lincoln. 862 VBL. Southbound North 11th.
Southbound North 11th, pick up.
As soon as I get someone with me, I'll be able to do something.
What are your speeds and traffic at?
30. No traffic. Westbound. Sorry, eastbound on North End Avenue.
Westbound North End.
Gonna be
No, we'll hold your traffic. Look at those signals. Well, the shit come down to get position here on westbound on North End.
He's gonna be trying to get back to 412, southbound, North 15. Southbound North 15. We turn on to Cole Street. Southbound North 10th Avenue. I still have that one with me. Southbound North 10th Avenue. It's 65.
During the pursuit, speeds exceeded 90 miles per hour in heavy traffic conditions. Officers made multiple attempts to perform a pit maneuver, but the attempts were unsuccessful due to the suspect's evasive driving. Additionally, the fact that the suspect was believed to be armed, combined with the high volume of traffic, required officers to carefully select an appropriate moment to attempt the pit maneuver.
Westbound traffic is moderate.
Is moderate. He's trying to hit 46. We're up all around. He's like waiting here for the. So he's going to turn north. Never mind. He's not Bulldog. We're going to be still moderate. 75. You're going to come through the slowly. So they're at the bell anymore. I'm worried that
He's wrecked out here behind the right of the Goodwill here on 412 West.
A few minutes later, the suspect vehicle was involved in a crash. When officers arrived on scene, the Jeep was found overturned. Corporal Drum positioned his patrol vehicle in a defensive position and retrieved his patrol rifle, observing no movement inside the vehicle through the dark-tinted windows. Corporal Harris then advised Corporal Drum that the suspect had shot himself immediately after the crash and was later pronounced deceased. An adult female and a teenage girl were also inside the Jeep. Both were transported to a hospital by ambulance with minor injuries.
Technique failed due to the suspect being armed and dangerous.
On Friday, August 25, 2023, the Wisconsin State Patrol received a report of a stolen semi-truck taken from a business in Monroe County around 2 p.m. The owner was tracking the vehicle through GPS, allowing officers to locate it traveling east on I-94 in Jackson County, where the pursuit began. Shortly after it started, police deployed spike strips, successfully blowing out one of the truck's tires. Despite the damage, the suspect continued fleeing at high speed. A few minutes later, police deployed yet another set of spike strips, but the effort failed once again. The stolen semi-truck kept barreling down the interstate at about 80 miles per hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone, despite already running on a damaged tire.
Open line for the female screaming help in the background, unknown if she's in this vehicle. side, 53 eastbound. 30 minutes, I'll be behind all of them. 430. We'll all be into Juneau County now. 10-4 in Juneau County. 1343, there's going to be no ability to spike this vehicle anymore. It's pretty much dragging on the front side. 10-4, no ability to spike anymore. The vehicle's dragging. Pressuring to inform you, tell me to shut down the eastbound on-ramp from Linden. All units, MRF's going to make an approach on the left side. 10-4.
After nearly 30 minutes of pursuit, the suspect still refused to give in, even as smoke poured from the wheel grinding down to the bare rim. Despite the danger, officers had yet to find a way to bring the truck to a stop. At that point, a specialized armored vehicle was deployed to help block the runaway semi, a tactic that finally offered a more promising solution.
65 miles an hour, what was the mark again? We're 75.6 now, 75 over 60.
I mean, whether they started or not, it's up to them. I mean,
over 60, about 65 miles an hour. And there's no difference. 10-4.
For 43, if you want to disconnect the rear or something, call back now.
88 crossover.
Spike, square, no go, Spike, Smith.
Copy, I missed Spike.
You want to change out fuel-borne fire or have fire on he's leaking fuel and flames.
Copy, we can fuel and flames.
On fire, Juno.
Copy, semi on fire.
After about 40 minutes of pursuit, the grinding rear wheel sparked a fire on the truck. Minutes later, the suspect lost control, sending the semi off the roadway. The driver jumped out and tried to flee on foot, but officers quickly closed in, surrounding and arresting him within seconds.
Okay, we've got you on camera.
Keep your hands up! Come back! Keep coming! Keep coming! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Put your hands on your back. Hands on your back.
I got him.
While being held in the prisoner compartment of a patrol car, the suspect kicked out a window, showing no remorse for his actions. He was identified as Michael Jones of St. Louis and is now facing multiple charges in Juneau County, including first-degree recklessly endangering safety, false imprisonment, fleeing or attempting to elude police, operating a commercial motor vehicle without consent, resisting or obstructing an officer, and 2 counts of criminal damage to property.
Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Hey, you don't have to get a squad car to come no closer. It's okay, guys. You guys got me. Right ahead. You got me.
Around 11 p.m. on January 31st, 2025, A Stoughton, Wisconsin patrol officer attempted to stop a vehicle for a traffic violation. When emergency lights were activated, the driver failed to stop and gradually accelerated, quickly turning the encounter into a pursuit.
842, failing to yield. Now, passing bell come in. Eastbound, 1080. Almost 1050.
Because the driver was fleeing at high speed, officers made the decision to terminate the pursuit in the interest of public safety. Even so, units were advised to remain alert for the vehicle. Minutes later, officers located the car crashed and overturned, with the driver still trapped inside.
I can't get out. This right here.
11. All the doors are locked. He's pinned in the vehicle at the moment. We have him at gunpoint.
Good?
Yeah.
I'm looking here. Was that seat in your way? Yeah, this right here. Listen, man, you got any weapons in the car at all? No, I have none. Nothing in the car. Can you... And them seats, the seat's not going to come up, huh?
Let's just wait till we get more people here.
So, I want to see your other hand, though, man. Right here. Yep. Let me see. Nah, this right here. Okay. Well, keep your hands up.
Does that headrest come out?
Okay. Yeah.
Does that headrest come out?
I don't think so.
You're not injured, correct?
No.
Okay.
The driver was taken into custody and transported to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A search of the vehicle uncovered a small, zippered bag, later identified as cocaine. The driver, 44-year-old Provon, was arrested and booked into the Dane County Jail on multiple charges, including fleeing an officer and drug-related offenses. Several charges were later dismissed. Provon ultimately pleaded guilty to 2 felonies, fleeing an officer and possession of cocaine with intent to deliver. On November 26, 2025, a judge imposed a sentence of 2 years in prison and 2 years of extended supervision on each count, but stayed the prison time. Instead, Provon was ordered to serve 3 years of probation and 2 months in jail with Huber privileges. On December 7, 2025, at about 3:30 p.m., Sergeant Hyland was patrolling near Roosevelt Road and University Avenue when he spotted a gray 2010 Jeep Patriot displaying a fictitious license plate traveling westbound on Colonel Glenn Road. Sergeant Hyland attempted a traffic stop, but the vehicle immediately fled west onto Highway 36.
Patriot, William Victor 84 Nora.
Let's see.
That's it. Start 36th Street.
Right. Right.
Traffic monitoring.
Right. Passing Rosary.
A pit maneuver was executed at the intersection of Highway 36 and Romine Road. After the vehicle was disabled, the driver, identified as Octavius Shavers, and 2 passengers jumped out and fled on foot while the Jeep was still moving. Sergeant Hyland pursued on foot and deployed a taser, successfully achieving neuromuscular incapacitation of Shavers. Shavers was taken into custody without further incident. At approximately 12 p.m. on January 3rd, 2024, a deputy with the Butts County Sheriff's Office observed a silver Chevrolet Malibu speeding. The deputy activated emergency lights to initiate a stop. The driver initially appeared to comply, but then suddenly accelerated and fled at a high rate of speed, leading to a pursuit.
What's your 20? Just got in the park, 206. 10-4, I'm coming to you, 205. 206. 13 ready, I'm up 75 right behind him. Dorsey, go ahead and call it for him, please. 10-4, can I get that doing demo? Come back here. Speed traffic pretty bad. We're on about 120 past on there. Deep lane. Traffic 120,000 emergency. People don't know how to get over there. Looks like we're a little bit behind. Just call 15 Henry County to be 130. Just been here, County State 3. K3 radio. Still rolling to him at the 207. Radio, sir. I'm all first to know they do it scanning to it. What's the time? I'll be Get over! Get over! Get over!
The pursuit continued onto Interstate 75, passing TFC-3 Clark, who activated his emergency lights and joined the chase. Near mile marker 207, northbound on I-75, the Butts County Sheriff's Office requested Clark take the lead position. At that point, the suspect was traveling around 100 miles per hour in heavy traffic and continued driving in a highly reckless manner. At exit 212, the suspect lost control and crashed into a ditch. The driver exited the vehicle and appeared to attempt to flee on foot. TFC3 Clark exited his patrol unit with his firearm drawn and issued repeated verbal commands for the driver to get on the ground with hands up. The suspect initially refused to comply. Dalton Nunn, the initiating deputy, arrived on scene and helped subdue the suspect, who resisted arrest. Nunn used a stun technique to gain compliance, after which the suspect was taken into custody without further incident. The driver was identified as Kristen Gay through a Georgia driver's license. Further investigation revealed Gay had 2 active warrants and was driving on a suspended license.
Hey, look, I used to work for you, bro. I'm just saying, I don't have no problem.
At about 10 o'clock p.m. on June 5, 2024, Trooper Ray was patrolling in Miami-Dade County with his K-9 partner Gunner as part of the Criminal Interdiction Unit. Near Northwest 2nd Avenue and Northwest 191st Street, he spotted 2 motorcycles racing northbound, one ridden by a man, the other by a woman. As Trooper Ray and Felony Officer Botello moved in to intercept, both riders accelerated and blew through a solid red light at Northwest 7th Avenue and Northwest 191st Street in an attempt to flee.
Motorcycle taking off on that beach. Going eastbound on 199 on 2nd Avenue. Hey, North, check them. They're going to take over. Yeah, we're going to take over. Maybe you should get them across, please. What's that called? I'm monitoring the radio. That's nice. They're going eastbound on 199. Past the northeast court. 1155. 1155. 1155.
Alright, we're behind 2 motorcycles. Eastbound 199, passing 195.
Eastbound 199, passing 195, 10-4 and a motorcycle.
4. Passing 199 Street now. 199 Street.
Male green. T-shirt, motorcycle now. Female on the other motorcycle, leggings, black T-shirt. Pushing the place out of 100.
Whoever's on this lake up in front of me, and have one motorcycle behind you, which is the female. Alright, southbound approaching the Golden Glades. Speeds of 100. Traffic is still medium.
Medium traffic, 100. Approaching the Glades.
Both motorcycles raced onto NW 199 Street, running red lights and showing complete disregard for traffic laws. From Ives Dairy Road, they merged onto southbound I-95, hitting speeds between 90 and 110 miles per hour while weaving dangerously through traffic. As they approached the Golden Glades interchange, the riders split. The male exited onto US 441, while the female stayed on I-95 southbound. Felony Officer Hernandez took the lead in pursuit as Trooper Ray followed in support. The female rider kept up her reckless pace, cutting aggressively between vehicles. She exited at NW 103rd Street, blew through the red light at the ramp, turned east, then quickly looped back to re-enter I-95 heading north. The suspect continued fleeing at high speed, using the right shoulder to overtake vehicles. She exited at NW 151st Street and went westbound in the wrong direction, forcing oncoming drivers to swerve out of the way. From there, she turned north onto NW 7th Avenue, still driving against traffic and narrowly avoiding several head-on collisions.
Approaching the Parker right now, and she is just going 40 miles an hour. All right, 23 in direction travel now. Signal 4, signal 4.
As the suspect neared the intersection of NW 7th Avenue and the 160th block, she attempted an evasive maneuver by cutting into the northbound lanes. In the process, she intentionally struck the left side of Trooper Ray's patrol car and was ejected from the motorcycle. Trooper Ray immediately moved in and took her into custody at about 9:55 p.m. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue responded to provide medical aid. The suspect, identified as Daniela M. Montoya, was transported to Aventura Hospital for treatment. Around 9:35 a.m. on December 16, 2024, in West Allis, Wisconsin, police were dispatched after receiving a report of a vehicle theft near the intersection of 58th Street and National Avenue. A stolen Mazda was located parked in the lot of a Taco Bell. As soon as the suspect realized patrol units were closing in, he immediately accelerated and fled. Officers quickly moved in pursuit.
Continuing north on Major.
306, he crashed into my squad, head on. Crash into a squad, rammed a squad, heading to 60 National, going east.
Eastbound that one there. We're in pursuit of that car, eastbound National, crashed into a marked squad. We're about 5-6 right now. Eastbound National, speeds are 77, traffic medium, and roads are a little wet. Officer, okay. You guys up ahead, one of you behind you, call it out. Still eastbound on National. We're doing about 75 miles an hour. He's going into oncoming traffic right now. Doing officer bird. No, Rick is fine, but you'd be head on spot. Keep calling it out, you keep up, man. Probably bald. We're past Plug Parkway. We're doing about 90 miles an hour. It's pretty clear with traffic right now. It is a little slippery with the road. However, we are being able to catch up to him right now. Sounds patching that pursuit eastbound on National from 60th.
Went northbound on 3-4. Northbound on 3-4. We're now eastbound on Pierce. Eastbound on Pierce. He's going northbound now on 27. Northbound on 27. Northbound on 27. Pretty close to the viaduct right now. We're doing about 70 miles an hour. Light traffic. There was another HC that throw sticks, reason for pursuing, crashed into a marked squad. Also stolen vehicles. Reckless driving. Still northbound on 27, just went through red light at Clybourne. Went into oncoming traffic at Wisconsin. Going in oncoming traffic again, and I think it's Wells. Still northbound though on 27. Oh, sorry, that was. Did it look disabled at all to you? The front end damage should be moderate.
Negative. No front end. There's damage, but he's still moving pretty good. We're passing 2-4 eastbound.
They're eastbound on Highland. Eastbound on Highland, right up by 2322. Calling out there.
Eastbound Highland, he's in the westbound lanes of traffic. There's no traffic. That's in 15th. Speeds are 70. He is slowing. We are at 13th Street. Slowing again, looking to make a turn. Crash, crash, crash.
After several minutes of pursuit, an officer attempted 2 pit maneuvers in quick succession. A third pit forced the suspect's vehicle into the curb. Even then, the driver remained defiant, steering away from patrol units and continuing to flee.
Okay, back to 14th Street, northbound on 14th.
We're going through the park. We're going
north, what would be 15th, through this park area on the sidewalk.
We're in the park at 15th Street. Walk if you can throw sticks. I appreciate it. Hit a mark one. Come on, move your guys. You guys can't play Floyd, did it.
Show your fucking hands! That's it!
He's gonna back.
Get on the fucking ground now! Or you might be shot! Get on the ground!
After a brief foot chase, the driver, later identified as 24-year-old Austin, was arrested after a taser was deployed. He initially faced 7 charges, including first-degree reckless endangerment, multiple counts of fleeing and eluding, illegal firearm possession, meth possession, and resisting arrest, with several counts enhanced due to prior offenses. At a court hearing, Austin agreed to plead guilty to 3 felony charges, 2 counts of fleeing and eluding, and 1 count of illegal firearm possession. The most serious remaining charges, including reckless endangerment and meth possession, were dismissed but noted on the record. The court ordered Austin held on a $25,000 bond. At approximately 10:15 a.m. on July 24, 2024, Arkansas State Police Trooper Tyler Langley spotted a vehicle traveling westbound on Interstate 30 toward Conway that matched the description of a previously reported stolen car. After following the vehicle and confirming the license plate, Trooper Langley activated his emergency lights to initiate a stop. The driver refused to comply and fled, triggering a pursuit.
Headed for 56, 40 West Town 129, Columbia Center.
Alright, where's this car return to?
Because you guys 156, Miss Renee or Henry of Buick. Person of GMP here.
1560 Henry.
Correct, it's on the response place on Pleasant 30 out of Corral. I'm 56, 120.
They weren't even on the traffic like that. Might get on the 40 eastbound again. Right, I rammed him. He spun out of it. We're continuing westbound on Edward.
Copy, random, continue westbound Edward.
Speed 95. Right, he's got a gun.
Copy, guys.
I believe he's gone.
Realizing escape was unlikely, the suspect fired a gun toward Trooper Langley. Despite the threat, Arkansas State Police continued the pursuit, with Trooper Langley maintaining the effort to apprehend the suspect.
Is there anybody close?
Okay.
He's fired 2 rounds out of the back glass with a long gun. Looked like an AK-47. Hey, Ward, in front of McDonald's. They fired another round.
I'm trying to get back. Get the right look, get it out of that windshield.
We're coming up to you. He's about to be in the right lane.
After a brief foot pursuit, the suspect, later identified as Edward House, was taken into custody without further incident. Officers recovered an AK-47 used by the suspect. A female passenger told investigators that House had stated he intended to kill Trooper Langley in an attempt to escape. At about 11:11 a.m. on November 7th, 2025, Trooper Davis was patrolling near Colonel Glenn Road and Interstate 430 when he spotted a blue Dodge Charger with Texas plate VDW-1500, the same vehicle that had fled from the Alexander Police Department on November 1st. A NCIC check showed the registration was expired. Trooper Davis attempted a traffic stop, but the driver, later identified as Malik Moore, cut into the Sonic parking lot at 11,700 Colonel Glenn, looped around the building, then shot back onto Colonel Glenn Road, speeding westbound to flee.
Our final stop is going to be the Sonic on Colonel Glenn. 56 stand by. He may be coming back out to Colonel Glenn.
Put your hands up right there! Put your hands up right there!
Moments later, Officer Chase Landry arrived and boxed the vehicle in from the front, bringing the chase to an end. Moore was removed from the vehicle and taken into custody without further incident. A post-stop investigation revealed the car had no liability insurance, a defective rear tire, and that Moore was not wearing a seatbelt. Records also showed his driver's license was suspended. At around 3:45 p.m. on December 8th, 2022, Arkansas State Police Communications received reports of an impaired driver heading east on Interstate 440 near the 10-mile marker. Callers stated the vehicle was drifting across lanes and nearly striking other motorists. Trooper Anna Escamilla, positioned on the north shoulder of I-440 East, spotted the vehicle at approximately 3:47 p.m. When she pulled in behind it to initiate a stop, the driver refused to comply and began driving erratically, losing control as he continued eastbound.
Coming up to the Sherwood exit here in a second. Coming up to Sherwood.
As the pursuit reached the 13-mile marker, Trooper Escamilla positioned her patrol car behind the passenger side rear quarter panel and executed a pit maneuver. The impact forced the vehicle into the concrete median barrier, bringing it to a stop. Trooper Escamilla issued verbal commands for Donald Baxley to exit the vehicle. He appeared disoriented and refused to look toward her. At one point, he glanced in her direction and pressed the accelerator, even though the vehicle was no longer operable.
1016. 1016. Going on, we're on 2 bucks.
Still on 440.
10-4 just before the 13. 29 Laurent, he is refusing to have the car run the engine up. Refusing to get out of the vehicle.
No, I got a crowbar.
Well, I've tried freaking.
You ready to bust this window? Here, I'll hold leaf while you start busting. That's what we need to do. Is it locked? Show us your hand. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get on the ground. I got stuff. Hands behind your back. Roll over. Roll over on your belly. Put your other hand.
The driver, identified as Donald Baxley, was unresponsive and refused to comply. Trooper Escamilla tried to break the driver's window without success, then shattered the rear window to reach the lock. Baxley briefly lowered the driver's window before stopping, prompting her to break it, unlock the door, and unbuckle him. When he still wouldn't get out, she assisted him to the ground and placed him in custody. Baxley later admitted to drinking, and Trooper Escamilla noted a strong odor of alcohol coming from him. Around 1:40 a.m. on December 14th, 2025, K9 Igo and his handler spotted a motorcycle riding recklessly along Martin Way. As they caught up while it entered southbound Interstate 5, the rider accelerated to nearly 100 miles per hour. When the officer attempted to stop, the rider fled, and a pursuit began.
Pursuit is 100.
Copy in pursuit, milestone 105, I've got something else. Further pursuit.
Radio 1711, we just took exit 105. Okay.
105 and 860. Impact one is on a code 10. Pretty up one is on a code 10 at 140.
711. You check with Smokey.
What's your errands?
Information. One is on a code 10 for a pursuit. 1:11 negative. Received venom on the ground. 105 on the exit. 142.
One to 10.
Received 1 detained. 142. I'll keep code 10 until somebody gets on the scene.
On January 6th, 2024, at approximately 11:47 p.m., Trooper Walker observed a red Lincoln MKZ fail to use a turn signal while changing lanes and cut off another vehicle just east of Piedmont Road on Ellis Street. He continued to monitor the car as it made several more lane changes without signaling while entering the ramp to eastbound Interstate 20. Trooper Walker then activated his emergency lights and siren to initiate a traffic stop. Instead of pulling over, the driver accelerated and fled.
Just on the red light at Boulevard. 705, line up behind a PD unit 1080, getting off on, stand by, getting back on 20 west, 20 west. It's Capital's 1080. I'm taking primary, 20 west, back around the Hill Street. It's a Buick sedan. He's got to go to the telephone bill. Trying not to get cut off there. Far left lane, far left lane. Come up connector. Westbound, westbound.
Immediately after taking the lead position, Trooper Matthews moved into place and prepared for a pit maneuver.
Pin tag on it. Paul 5 126398. 126398. Trying to swerve off. Stand by. Hit. Taking off again, Atlanta. Taking off again. 20 West, Lee Street, 20 West coming up to Lee. Stand by for another pin. Coming up to Lee, trying to avoid the pin, too much traffic. Stand by, that unit coming up behind you, stand by.
Get out! Hey, stop reaching! Stop fucking reaching! Get out! Get out! Get out! Hey!
After a series of pit maneuvers, everyone inside the vehicle eventually complied and was taken into custody. The driver was later identified as Nathan Hill. During a search of the vehicle, Trooper Brown discovered a black Glock 22 Gen 5 handgun on the driver's side floorboard. Investigators determined the pistol had been illegally modified from its factory configuration to operate as a fully automatic weapon. Trooper Brown also found a black bag on the rear floorboard behind the driver's seat. Inside was a large quantity of suspected marijuana packaged in 3 separate plastic bags, along with multiple individually sealed smaller packages containing suspected marijuana and a small digital scale. A search of Hill's person also led to the seizure of an amount of U.S. currency. Around 10 a.m. on June 11th, 2023, Arkansas State Police Trooper Tanner Hess was on duty when he received information that Cross County authorities were searching for a red 2003 Chevrolet pickup reported stolen from Harold's Corner. Trooper Hess headed north on U.S. Highway 1 to look for the vehicle. While traveling north on Cross County Road 652, he passed a red pickup matching the description traveling south on Highway 1. Hess turned around, caught up to the truck, and observed that the license plate matched the reported stolen vehicle. He activated his blue lights and siren, and the pursuit began.
Alright, I lit it up. Looks like there's 2 other individuals in here, occupied maybe 3 times. You can show us 1037. Since there's other individuals, if I can get some spikes, that'd be great. Alright, looks like he's going he went the wrong way there for a minute. He's going the wrong way. Alright, looks like he's going to get back in his lane now. Now we're on the turning lane. 5, we may go up. Never mind, he's staying south. Passing through Holiday Drive. I'm going to do Holiday Drive now. Speed at 85 miles an hour.
Shortly after, the suspect created an extremely dangerous situation by making a sudden right turn directly in front of a semi-truck. Trooper Hess briefly lost ground, but quickly caught back up and resumed the primary position in the pursuit.
Alright, all 4G officers. I'll be at a 260.
Okay, let's set up some stop sticks. 13, I'm back with you. Okay, if y'all at parking, make sure you turn off your blue light so he won't be able to notice when we try to take the exit. We're just in big traffic. We're just at about 90 miles an hour. He's on his shoulder now. He's actually on the shoulder. Make sure you notify Creighton County, West Memphis. We need to get him stopped before he try to get to Memphis. Notify Cross County to try to shadow on 64. Shadow on 64. KCT 256 exit.
Left lane. I'm backing off. Left lane. Fast lane. Fast lane. That's it. Good spike. Left lane, I'm backing off. Left lane, fast lane. Fast lane, that's it. Good spike. Foot. Get him out. 215 miles an hour. We're about to do. It looks like both left tires are going down.
Okay, is he still going?
Yes, sir. Passing on the shoulder, 258, about 90, almost 90 miles an hour. Starting to smoke. 13, I'm going to back off just a little bit so I don't get hit with it. All right, yeah, they're exploding now.
Around the 259, 258. Tires coming off. Okay. What is y'all speeds right now? 65 miles an hour. She's like 55.
Near mile marker 259, the suspect lost control, left the south shoulder, and the vehicle rolled over. The driver, later identified as 23-year-old Tristan McClanahan, climbed out and ran into a nearby field, but was quickly arrested. Elizabeth Cross, 28, said she remained in the front passenger seat after the rollover, while Patricia Poindexter, 23, was believed to have been ejected. Earlier reports that children were inside the vehicle were later confirmed to be incorrect. A search of the vehicle recovered suspected methamphetamine, syringes, a suspected narcotic pill, additional drug paraphernalia, wallets, a USB drive, and a Tennessee driver's license belonging to Kari Kamos Moore. Wallets believed to belong to Cross and Poindexter contained multiple cards issued to different individuals. Both female passengers were airlifted to a hospital with serious injuries. On April 26, 2025, at 1:08 p.m., Trooper Robert Plyler was informed by Trooper Kyle Robinson about a Ford Mustang speeding eastbound on Interstate 30 near mile marker 124, exceeding 100 miles per hour and passing cars on the shoulder. Trooper Plyler positioned himself at mile marker 130. The Mustang passed him, continuing to weave through traffic and accelerate despite heavy conditions. suspect vehicle exited at exit 134, heading south on Scott Hamilton Drive, then crossed into oncoming traffic and ran a red light at Baseline Road. Trooper Charles Greeno intercepted the vehicle on Baseline Road near Arch Street. The vehicle stopped in the inside lane, and the driver, Daniel Radin, and passenger, Jack Southwell, were taken into custody and secured in Trooper Plyler's patrol vehicle.
10-4, what's your 20? That Arch Baseline. Valley take now. 10-4.
CFS comments added. Unit 857 joint call. CFS.
10-4, 10-15 times 2 at 114.
Clear the network up.
Bro, what the fuck?
10-54, we're doing normal traffic.
Daniel Radin was charged with fleeing a law enforcement officer with substantial danger of death, no liability insurance, reckless driving, purchase or possession of alcohol by a minor, and speeding more than 15 miles per hour over the limit.
CFS comments added.
God damn, bro.
All right. Yes, sir.
At approximately 1:48 p.m. on November 3rd, 2025, Trooper Hale was patrolling Highway 371 near Highway 26 in rural Howard County, Arkansas. While stationary on the north asphalt shoulder, he observed a white Chevrolet Suburban traveling westbound. As it approached the intersection with Highway 26, the vehicle abruptly turned right without signaling, and its brake lights appeared to be inoperable. Trooper Hale began following the vehicle and attempted a traffic stop near 4136 Highway 26 West. However, the driver failed to pull over and continued northbound on Highway 26. Trooper Hale then activated his siren and notified Arkansas State Police Troop G, dispatch, that the vehicle was fleeing.
successful. There's a female passenger. That's where a white male with a female.
After roughly 25 miles of pursuit, Trooper Hale attempted 2 pit maneuvers, but both were unsuccessful. The Suburban continued fleeing at 80 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone, then made a hard left turn from Center Road back onto Highway 26, still refusing to stop.
Back out on 26. Left on 26. 33.
On July 17, 2025, Olympia police located a stolen vehicle using an automated license plate reader, prompting officers to initiate a traffic stop. The situation quickly escalated as the driver sped onto the highway, reaching speeds of up to 130 miles per hour while weaving through lanes and shoulders in a reckless attempt to escape.
Received Ops 4 is going to be on a code 10 for county pursuit on Ops 4. We're losing sight of traffic, don't know if we go north or south at the time. Received losing sight in traffic unknown as north or south at I-5.
4106, I'm at northbound I-5 at the Plum Street.
Radio Evergreen 1, I'm behind county on 101. Okay. We will be going southbound I-5. .48 100, were you able to stay behind it?
Due to the suspect's high-speed driving and heavy traffic, officers plan to use spike strips and the grappler to safely bring the pursuit to an end.
Yes, killer. You see it? Yes, he made another right.
Will be used now, Maytown. Medium, is authorized.
3163, just set up spikes outside median of offering.
80 on position 1 now with grappling.
We're doing today we're passing 193rd Avenue right now.
80, I'm going to go for a grapple.
Fully PD, go for a grapple.
Good grapple, felony stop.
Good grapple.
The pursuit ended when a deputy's patrol vehicle successfully deployed a grappler, causing the stolen car to wobble and come to a stop. The driver, who had multiple active felony warrants out of King County, was taken into custody without further incident. He was booked for possession of a stolen vehicle and attempting to elude. No injuries or vehicle damage were reported.
Driver's side clear. Passenger, yeah, hit trunk.
On November 10, 2022, Officer Matthews was alerted that the Newton County Sheriff's Office and the Covington Police Department were actively pursuing a vehicle attempting to flee. The vehicle, believed to be connected to a missing persons case, had fled from a wooded area off Stevenson Road. Officer Matthews quickly located the pursuit and joined the chase.
918 radio.
Okay, now.
918 radio. I'm helping another jurisdiction in a 1080.
918.
36 at High Point Church. We're southbound on 36.
Where you there?
310
308.
Picket Bridge Road. Just went down Picket Bridge Road.
Picket Bridge Road.
Find out what their charges are, please.
10-4, I've asked that dispatcher multiple.
In the following minutes, the suspect turned onto a dirt road, seemingly attempting to use the dust cloud kicked up by the vehicle to obstruct the officer's visibility. The tactic appeared effective, as the pursuing units temporarily lost visual contact with the suspect's vehicle.
Being held on Picket Bridge to 4. Take second. Yeah, I will, but I can't get up there. I can't see.
Summit 1080 for service southeast.
Radio, the speed he's doing lead.
There's a 50 circuit 20. Advising on.
Due to the prolonged nature of the pursuit, the suspect's erratic driving, and the approach toward residential neighborhoods along Georgia State Route 212, including several subdivisions and a busy roundabout at the intersection with GA 36, Trooper Matthews determined that a pit maneuver was necessary to safely bring the pursuit to an end.
Jacob, when you pit, we'll spin and pin, spin and pin. Right, I'm with them also.
A precise pit maneuver forced the suspect's vehicle off the road and into small trees. Captain Jones and Sergeant Gilbert arrested the driver, identified as Jesse Hardiman, a convicted felon on felony probation with 6 prior license suspensions. The vehicle had a stolen plate registered to a different car and lacked valid insurance. A search uncovered 3 loaded firearms within reach: a Taurus PT 2417 pistol, a Tenfolio Witness Classic 2 pistol, and an unmarked .22 caliber rifle. Officers also found a stolen license plate, around 12 loaded magazines, and additional ammunition inside the car. On August 16, 2022, at approximately 2:45 a.m., Trooper Stovall was monitoring radio traffic when Trooper First Class Nathan Williams advised that the Little Rock Police Department was pursuing a stolen vehicle on 65th Street. The Little Rock Police Department requested assistance from the Arkansas State Police once the pursuit entered Interstate 30. Trooper Stovall was positioned near Geyer Springs and joined the pursuit as the suspect vehicle traveled westbound on Interstate 30. After the pursuit passed Geyer Springs, Trooper Stovall assumed the primary position. After several failed pit attempts, the suspect aggressively swerved to prevent being stopped. Eventually, Trooper Stovall successfully executed a pit, causing the suspect's vehicle to collide with the concrete barrier and become disabled. The driver quickly jumped from the driver's seat into the passenger seat in an apparent attempt to avoid responsibility.
Show me your hands! Show me your hands! Do it now! Show me your hands! Let me see your hands! Show me your hands, both of you! Driver's trying to get out and flee! Driver's fixing to flee! Driver's about to flee out of that door! Get him, get him, get him, get him! Show me your hands! Crawl across now! Get across here! Get across here and get on the ground!
The driver then forced the door open and attempted to flee on foot, but was immediately confronted and taken into custody by a Little Rock Police Department officer. Another passenger was also detained during the incident. On June 24, 2025, Cobb County Police responded to 911 calls, reporting a bobtail semi-truck driving recklessly and nearly causing multiple collisions. An officer located the truck on Dallas Highway and attempted a traffic stop, but the driver fled, swerving onto both northbound and southbound lanes of Barrett Parkway in an effort to evade police.
Q15, safe drive. Yeah. Radio B is not stop. We are northbound.
7514, he's now on the opposite lane of travel.
Very eastbound, wrong way, continuing. 52. Just got into the eastbound lanes of travel down the correct direction. We have a unit in front and 3 behind them. Yeah, boy, try to ram police vehicle, continuing. We're going to notify GSP.
7514, he's now entered the other lane of traffic, and now he's just crashed back over to the correct lane. So you can get a helo. 1022, he's wrecking. He just wrecked out radio.
After several minutes of reckless fleeing, the suspect attempted to cross the median to switch lanes, but lost control of the truck, crashing into the rear of a nearby home and coming to a stop. The driver was taken into custody shortly after without further incident. Officers later confirmed the semi-truck had been reported stolen. At about 7:40 a.m. on August 29, 2023, multiple 911 callers reported a silver vehicle traveling the wrong way on Interstate 40 near Lone Oak, Arkansas. Callers stated the elderly driver had already struck several objects. Trooper Escamilla began searching and soon spotted the vehicle traveling in the wrong direction. He quickly moved in to intercept.
I got that vehicle stopped.
3578 out of it. 3578.
As Trooper Escamilla moved in to block the wrong-way driver, traffic ground to a halt, with several semi-trucks forced to stop. However, a loaded log truck was unable to stop in time, triggering a serious crash.
1-1, started 10-16, 18 wheelers just hit 2 cars.
Put your siren on.
We good at the car, the POV.
Despite the desperate rescue efforts, the log truck driver, 63-year-old Thomas Arthur Job of Malvern, Arkansas, was pronounced dead at the scene. Job was a beloved member of Poyen Missionary Baptist Church in Poyen, and his sudden passing left many grieving. Although the elderly wrong-way driver was not struck in the crash, the couple's actions were seen as the indirect cause of the tragedy, sparking outrage over their reckless decision to enter the interstate in the wrong direction. Around 1:30 p.m. on June 3, 2025, Dunwoody police located a vehicle matching the description of suspects wanted for a shooting and multiple car break-ins in DeKalb County. The group had a history of fleeing police, having previously escaped from DeKalb, Doraville, and Brookhaven officers after an attempted vehicle theft. When Dunwoody police attempted a traffic stop, the suspects fled again. With assistance from the Georgia State Patrol, Chamblee Police, Doraville Police, and Brookhaven Police, the pursuit continued.
Passing Mount Vernon Way. Coming up on Vermac Road.
The pursuit came to an end at Peachtree Boulevard and I-285 when the suspects crashed into another vehicle, disabling their car. Officers quickly moved in and took the suspects into custody. All suspects are juveniles, so their identities have not been released. The incident remains under investigation. At about 11:30 a.m. on November 14th, 2024, Missouri State Highway Patrol Troop H began tracking a stolen silver Nissan Altima, driven by a lone male at around 46 miles per hour. Around 11:35 a.m., Officer Neely, patrolling south on I-29, spotted a silver Nissan Altima matching the description. He followed the vehicle for several miles before attempting a traffic stop, giving Trooper Harrison time to deploy stop sticks.
Tyson, you do a relay on this?
I'm monitoring. I'm heading back towards 29.
Okay. We're going to try to preemptively spike him before he gets to Fawcett.
Yeah, I'm just letting the guys know as you were out of range with Troop A. Sounds like they're going to try to set spikes in 35 there.
Going northbound, it's at 320 right now.
Northbound from the 32. 1328, have you initiated a stop yet?
No, I've not lit it up. There's a really good distance of traffic between him and the cars in front of us, so I'll light it up as soon as I see 549 spikes.
339 pursuit.
I'm gonna go line mine up too, so I know.
1328, attempting stop.
34 for 549.
After several minutes of surveillance, troopers prepared the stop sticks. A traffic stop was initiated before deployment to avoid a full pursuit in heavy traffic. The stop sticks were successful, puncturing all 4 tires of the suspect's vehicle. Officers continued following, waiting for the car to come to a stop.
You refused. I asked him several times, put the vehicle in gear, took off. Mile marker, I'll have mile right here in a second.
Good spike on mine. I'll switch to dispatch 2. We're northbound, not gonna exit at Fawcett. I'm on dispatch 2 now.
Yeah, we're 1328. Maybe flee in at 36. Matt, flee switching over.
Good spike. Should be all 4, and we did not exit at Fawcett. It's northbound 36 mile marker now. Losing tires, and I think he's probably preparing for a football. 36.2 miles an hour. No traffic, 60 miles an hour.
1328.
Gonna take the crossover and 1050.
The other situation may be over 935.
Moments later, as the suspect tried to steer into the oncoming lane, the vehicle lost control and struck a MoDOT sign and a cable barrier. Troopers quickly moved in and took the suspect into custody.
Gonna get tased! I'm gonna get killed! I'm gonna die! On your face right now! Get on the ground! Hands up! Stop or you're gonna get it again! Stop or you're gonna get it again! Put your hands behind your back! Hands behind your back! Move. I got cuffs.
On August 24, 2025, at around 4:10 a.m., Trooper Campbell attempted to stop a white Toyota Camry after it ran a red light at Highway 412 in Barrington Road. The driver, identified as Chad Douthit, refused to comply and sped westbound on Highway 412, reaching speeds of over 100 miles per hour. After Trooper Campbell's unsuccessful pit attempt, Douthit approached a construction zone near Highway 412 and Old Highway 68. Traveling at excessive speed, he failed to negotiate a curve, lost control of the Camry, and the vehicle rolled multiple times before coming to rest on its roof beneath the bridge.
Are you the only one in there? Crawl out!
I can't! My leg's broke!
County Town 14 County. It's like the car's starting to catch fire, leaking fuel.
Hold on! Crawl out!
Catching fire, leaking fuel.
10-4, we're going to be under the new construction bridge on 412 West.
Under the new construction on 412.
10-4.
10-4.
Can you crawl out or is your leg jammed? Hey, grab some gloves. He's bleeding pretty good. Grab gloves. Grab gloves.
At about 1 p.m. on April 2nd, 2024, officers received a report that a suspect had assaulted a 75-year-old man, dragged him out of his Honda Accord, and punched him repeatedly before attempting to steal the car. A witness nearby intervened with a firearm, forcing the suspect to flee in a white Buick LaCrosse. Only 10 minutes earlier, officers had received another call reporting that a suspect with a matching description had tried to carjack a woman, but failed. Units quickly responded to both scenes, gathered statements from witnesses, and began coordinating efforts to track down the suspect and the Buick he was driving.
You did? I did. Okay. And that's what saved me, I think.
Okay. Were you just here doing business at the car wash?
My car was getting ready to.
Okay.
Just watched him. He opened my door and pulled me out. I was like, what's going on, you know?
He yelled at me, I was over here, that's my truck. So I was over here cleaning my truck up. He yelled at me and I said, look, get out of there. And I wasn't sure which car it was, right? I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
He had blood coming all the way down his face.
Okay.
And
I'm going to have medics because I need to get checked out.
They need to be looked at, I agree.
He get medic for,
how old are you, sir?
75.
75-year-old male.
So he yelled at me, and I went and I said, look, get out of there. And I went and I said, I'm getting my gun. I grabbed my gun out of my truck. I brandished it. I didn't put my finger on the trigger or anything like that. I said, you need to make the right decision and get out of here.
Okay.
He walked over to his car. He took off. I got pictures of his car and license plate.
Perfect.
A few minutes later, officers located the suspect's vehicle and attempted a traffic stop, but the driver immediately accelerated and fled, triggering a high-speed pursuit.
going down a hill.
Even with a blown tire, the suspect kept fleeing and eventually bailed out of the vehicle, running across open fields toward the Jefferson City Airport. Ground units held back while the police helicopter tracked him from above. In this condition, there was little chance the suspect could escape law enforcement.
He's down. He's trying to get back. He's went through a field. He's trying to get onto the oil well road. Aircraft is overhead.
95 MP's got him. He's on the Event Center Road, coming to the old highway that cut through into Jeff City. He's currently westbound.
95 MP, copy. Old Event Center. One Event Center coming on Old Highway that cut through westbound.
Yep. He just crossed over, and now he is behind the Ag Center here, headed down towards the river.
Copy, behind Ag Center, heading down towards the river. Copy, both driver tires down northbound on Hibernia, coming back out to the airport overpass.
All right, the patrol car at the overpass, just stay put for a second. He's coming, he's going to go straight across Airport Road, headed on Hibernia towards Wildlife Equipment.
I'm sure you can see what's going on here, but he is the vehicle we're chasing right here, coming onto the airport grounds. You make a call the FBO, just let them know that they have a fugitive running out of this white car here shortly.
Copy, straight across towards the equipment.
Okay, he turned onto the airport property here. He's driving through the grass, eastbound on the airport property.
Copy, onto the airport property in the grass, eastbound.
Went through the fence. He is actually on the airport restricted area now.
Tyler, he is on the field. Our vehicle is on the field. He's going to get
copy, it's on airport restricted.
West of the ramp. Yeah, he drove through the fence. You're going to have damage to the fence. Subject out on foot, wearing a red shirt. He is running towards the ramp here, west ramp.
You gotta go get him, bud. 450, 1018.
Okay, he is on the airport ground. Red shirt, red shorts, at a hangar here. He drove through the fence. He's at the north corner of the hangars on the west side of the field.
Copy, he's at a hangar to the north corner. The hangar's the west end of the field, red shirt, red shorts.
Despite his efforts to escape, the suspect couldn't break the perimeter set by law enforcement. He was taken into custody and later identified as Josue Lopez, who now faces multiple charges, including carjacking, kidnapping a child, 2 counts, first-degree tampering with a motor vehicle, third-degree assault, special victim, resisting arrest, driving without a license, second offense, careless and imprudent driving.
They got one in custody. I'd like to just loop around and we'll go land on Charlie.
At around 5:30 a.m. on July 22nd, 2025, Arkansas State Trooper Gunnar Foltz spotted a gray Nissan Altima speeding down I-40 at 87 miles per hour in a 65 mile per hour zone near mile marker 282 in West Memphis. When the Altima continued to accelerate, Trooper Foltz activated his emergency lights, but the driver refused to stop, pushing the car to 113 miles per hour and kicking off a high-speed pursuit. The pursuit was brief but intense. With precise timing and control, Trooper Foltz executed a successful TVI, pinning the Altima against the concrete barrier. Once the vehicle came to a stop, 2 female passengers exited and complied with commands. The male driver, later identified as John Black, was also taken into custody without further resistance. During questioning, Black admitted he fled simply because he didn't feel like stopping and had things to do. Officers noted clear signs of intoxication at the time of his arrest.
Well, you know now.
At about 11:30 p.m. on September 17, 2023, Trooper Williams attempted to stop a gray Hyundai Sonata on westbound Interstate 30 at Scott Hamilton Drive. The driver initially complied, pulling into a nearby parking lot.
We finally got this car stopped at the Hug and Haul.
Hey, roll your back window down for me, all right? Can you hear me? Roll your back window down. All the way down, I can't see you. Keep going with it. I gotta be able to see in here. Well, I don't know that because I can't see.
While speaking with the driver, later identified as Donovan Whittington and passenger Shantricia Hill, the vehicle suddenly sped away from the stop. Trooper Williams gave chase, estimating the Sonata's speed at 80 to 90 miles per hour. The Hyundai continued south on Scott Hamilton Drive, and after crossing Baseline Road, the roadway became Hilero Springs Road. Whittington drove on the wrong side at speeds up to 90 miles per hour before turning east onto Willow Springs Road. There, Trooper Williams saw the passenger extend her arm out the window and toss a dark object onto the roadway near Horsey Drive. Near Harley Lane, Trooper Williams struck the suspect vehicle's rear driver's side fender with his front passenger bumper, performing a successful pit at 105 miles per hour. The car left the road and crashed into a tree line. Whittington fled west toward Allied Way, last seen by a Little Rock officer running through the Republic Services parking lot. Hill stayed in the vehicle and was taken to Baptist Hospital for a leg injury. She was cited for no seatbelt and tampering with evidence before being released about 15 minutes later. Inside the car, officers found a wallet and cell phone with Whittington's ID. Pulaski County deputies later recovered a black Anderson manufacturing rifle and a white bag containing drug paraphernalia and suspected marijuana from discard locations. All items, including 3 cell phones, the wallet, and $160 in cash, were entered into evidence at Arkansas State Police Headquarters.
Let me 1A, show me out with the red rig, Angela. Just got flagged down and just pulled in behind me.
On February 21, 2021, around 8:51 a.m., Trooper James was wrapping up a traffic stop on I-75 South in Henry County when 2 motorcyclists pulled in behind him. They reported being followed by a gray SUV since leaving a gas station in Alpharetta. As they spoke, the SUV arrived and reversed down the interstate toward them. Trooper James instructed the driver, later identified as Tanya Dominic Higgins of Kentucky, to pull onto the shoulder. She complied, and Trooper James notified Troop D Communications.
14 Griffin. 1702 George, Edward, Kentucky. 1702 George, Edward. Hey! Just pulled off from me, 10-12.
As the woman exited her vehicle, the motorcyclist asked to leave, and Trooper James allowed it. As they rode off, Ms. Higgins got back into her SUV, ignored commands to stop, and began chasing the motorcycles. Trooper James alerted dispatch and followed her, activating his siren. She briefly moved to the shoulder near mile marker 218, but did not stop. Trooper James advised that a pursuit was underway.
Be advised, she might be 1096. I'm going to wait till I get somebody looking for a bit.
Ms. Higgins re-entered traffic and continued tailing the motorcycles, copying their lane changes. As Trooper James closed in, she moved into the fast lane. He kept dispatch updated on their location, and after passing mile marker 216, requested backup from Locust Grove Police. Trooper First Class L. Pryor also radioed his location as the pursuit continued. Stop here, 215 south. Drove on the shoulder. At mile marker 215, Ms. Higgins briefly pulled onto the shoulder, but took off again as Trooper James approached. She moved into the middle lane, waved out the window, and briefly fixated on a passing motorcycle before continuing to follow it. Trooper James positioned himself to shield other traffic, while Ms. Higgins began mirroring his lane changes as TFC Pryor closed in.
On the left shoulder, right here at the 215 past the secondary turnaround, coming up on the 2. that shoulder. Back to the shoulder again, right here, 213 south. Alright, she's exiting the vehicle. On a gunpoint.
Stop! Stop right now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Lay flat on your chest. Lay flat on your chest, your stomach. Do it now. Prone out. Prone your hands out.
Ms. Higgins eventually stopped on the west shoulder near mile marker 213 and got out of her vehicle. Trooper James notified dispatch, drew his Glock 45, and gave verbal commands. She complied by lying on the ground. During this, a dog exited her vehicle and sat in the center lane. Ms. Higgins said it was friendly. As TFC Pryor arrived, Ms. Higgins suddenly ran back to her SUV. Trooper James followed, warning her not to drive. He drew his ASP baton and raised it to possibly break the window. She then raised her hands and exited the vehicle.
Get out of the car. Get on the ground right now. Get on the ground right now. Do not fucking move. Don't move. Don't move. Don't move. Turn around.
Here we go, kid. Oh my God, shit. I have me.
95, 1039. Next one.
On July 28, 2025 at about 12:40 a.m., Trooper Schwantz was patrolling eastbound on Interstate 40 near mile marker 281 when a white Chevy Malibu sped past, making multiple lane changes without signaling. He began following the vehicle to initiate a traffic stop and activated his emergency lights. For a short time, the Malibu continued east at about 110 miles per hour. Trooper Schwantz then activated his siren. The driver abruptly braked and moved toward the shoulder as if to stop, but suddenly accelerated and swerved into the inside lane. Schwantz attempted a pit maneuver, but the impact wasn't enough to end the pursuit, which continued at speeds over 100 miles per hour. Moments later, another pit maneuver was executed, this time sending the Malibu into the inside barrier, spinning it around and bringing it to a stop facing east in the inside lane near mile marker 283, just before a bridge. The driver, identified as Charles T. Glover, and his passenger were taken into custody. A search of the vehicle uncovered an open bottle of Hennessy on the driver's side floor. Dispatch later confirmed the Malibu's license plate belonged to a different vehicle. Glover was booked into the county jail, while the passenger was released after being cleared of involvement.
On your face! Hands stretched out!
At about 10:15 a.m. on February 6, 2024, a Highlands County deputy was patrolling Sparta Road in Sebring when a vehicle sped past near Cow Ranch Road, heading towards State Road 66. As the deputy turned around to initiate a stop, the driver accelerated away, weaving through traffic and crossing the double yellow line in an attempt to flee. During the pursuit, the driver accelerated and intentionally rammed a patrol vehicle, causing the airbags to deploy and injuring the deputy. Troopers attempted a pit maneuver to stop the fleeing vehicle, but the effort was unsuccessful and the chase continued.
We're still continuing westbound, speeds 40 miles an hour. He's barely able to control it. Vehicle's almost DAV. I need another unit up there with me. He's not able to control it. It keeps going into oncoming traffic. I get a chance to take him out. As soon as this traffic clears.
A short time later, a deputy executed a pit maneuver, sending the vehicle off the roadway where it rolled several times before coming to a stop. The driver, later identified as Jaquan Salvalis Hall, climbed out and hid behind the vehicle, ignoring repeated commands to show himself. He was eventually taken into custody without further incident. A records check confirmed his identity, and Hall now faces multiple serious charges.
And there's at least three. At least three.
At approximately 2:42 a.m. on December 28, 2025, Sergeant Miller was notified by L Troop Communications that the Washington County Sheriff's Office was requesting assistance from the Arkansas State Police in an active vehicle pursuit. Sergeant Miller immediately responded and positioned himself to intercept the pursuit.
L 32, advising westbound 16 now. Can I confirm you for westbound?
I'll kill you all!
After two pit maneuvers, the fleeing vehicle was successfully disabled. Sergeant Miller, along with deputies from the Benton County Sheriff's Office, approached the vehicle and issued clear verbal commands. All occupants complied, exited the vehicle, and were taken into custody without further incident. The driver was arrested for fleeing, while one passenger was arrested for failure to appear in court. On December 15, 2025, at approximately 7:26 p.m., Officer Phelps was traveling westbound on Fort Street near Mayo Drive when he observed a black Nissan Altima heading east in the left lane at a speed noticeably higher than surrounding traffic. Radar confirmed the vehicle was traveling 58 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Officer Phelps activated his emergency lights, turned around, and attempted a traffic stop. The Altima moved into the right lane and then turned south onto Lockett Lane. With Officer Phelps directly behind the vehicle and his siren activated, the driver accelerated and fled. Officer Phelps notified Troop H Communications that he was in pursuit.
We're at in Marlin, just off the rock. Get out of the car! Get out of the fuck! Round 5-9 entry Semada. Round 5-9 entry Semada. Black Nissan Altima, Hispanic male. He hit my car. We're on coming up the Stroger Lane. I'm not. It's kind of a trailer park area. We're Lockett Lane, Lockett Lane. Speeds are 46, we're in a residential neighborhood. Going back towards Rogers, toward Fort Smith. Speed 75. Traffic is live right now.
As the vehicle turned north onto Massard Road near Marks Lane, Officer Phelps executed a successful pit maneuver. The car spun and came to a stop facing south, but the driver accelerated again. During the attempt to flee, the front of the suspect vehicle struck the driver's door of Officer Phelps's patrol car, causing damage. The driver continued fleeing, driving even more recklessly.
We're on Mark. It just blacked out. Speed 45. Going west on Mark. South 80th Mark. Residential neighborhood. Speed's 25. Coming up to 45 now.
The driver later turned off his headlights while continuing to flee at high speed. The pursuit ended on South 81st Street when the vehicle entered a dead end near Adam Drive and stopped. Officer Phelps ordered the driver out, but he refused. Additional officers arrived and removed the driver through a window, taking him into custody. He was identified as Alexander Raya. Officers noted red, watery eyes, a strong odor of alcohol, and slurred speech. A search of the vehicle uncovered a black backpack containing a partially consumed bottle of Siete Leguas Blanco tequila. At approximately 8:40 p.m. on August 13, 2022, Trooper Foltz was parked on the roadside when a black vehicle sped past at an estimated 90 miles per hour in a 55-mile-per-hour zone. Trooper Foltz immediately began pursuit in an attempt to conduct a traffic stop, but the driver accelerated even further, clearly showing no intention of stopping. Trooper Foltz promptly reported the pursuit to the dispatch center. Pursuit quickly escalated, with speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour and at times surpassing 110 miles per hour despite heavy traffic conditions. Recognizing that the driver posed a significant danger to the public, law enforcement officers made the decision to initiate a pit maneuver to bring the vehicle to a stop. After approximately 3 minutes of pursuit, another trooper moved ahead to take the lead position and executed a precise pit maneuver. The impact caused the fleeing vehicle to lose control, strike a concrete barrier, and crash into a fence surrounding a parking lot before coming to a complete stop. The driver was taken into custody immediately without further incident. A quick search revealed marijuana on the driver and an open bottle of alcohol next to the driver's seat. Based on visual observation, the driver appeared to have been consuming alcohol while operating the vehicle.
How'd you like that, huh? How'd you like that? Stupid ass.
Welcome to Arkansas State Police.
Yeah, welcome to Arkansas.
Core City, we're
On Friday, June 27th, 2025, at approximately 5:33 p.m., Trooper Davis observed a silver ATV speeding on Scott Hamilton Drive near Baseline Road. Radar showed the ATV traveling 60 miles per hour in a posted 40-mile-per-hour zone, and the rider, a black male, was not wearing eye protection. When the ATV turned onto Avery Road, Trooper Davis followed. The rider looked directly at the patrol vehicle, then accelerated into a residential neighborhood. Trooper Davis activated his emergency lights and siren and notified Troop A that a pursuit was underway.
Southbound Jameson. Black male. Silver baller. No traffic. Ready to go. Westbound on the Hogan. Fort Scott Hamilton. We are northbound on Mize. 25 miles an hour, no traffic. It's a black male, green shirt, looks like sweatpants. He pulled off into a yard, driving around the house, standing by the school.
The pursuit ended when the suspect turned onto a gated property at 25 Rocco Drive. Anticipating a foot pursuit, Trooper Davis circled the block and located the suspect behind the residence, attempting to conceal the ATV inside a shed. Trooper Davis made contact, issued verbal commands, and the suspect complied without resistance. The rider was identified as Joshua Pitts, who was found to be operating the ATV without a valid driver's license.